What's the one thing you always wear when you know you're gonna be photographed?
Underwear. Because I think it's important to wear them if you're gonna get your picture taken, at least for me.
What's one piece of advice you would give to your single friends?
Like, talk about yourself the way that you want the person who is going to love you to talk about you. I think that's so important.
How would you describe yourself?
Oh God. Hopefully kind, weird sense of humor, interested, hopefully,
Versus
curious.
interesting.
Yeah, I think that's important, like rather than trying to be interesting.
What is the one book you wish you could reread for the first time?
Just Kids.
Ooh, I'm reading that right now.
You are?
Patty Smith?
Yes. I just recommended it to someone who's reading it for the first time. And, you know, she's texting me and I was like, I want to be there. We're experiencing it again. But I was 16 when I read it. It was so interesting for me to read about a love story that didn't look like the other love stories that I kind of grew up being familiar with. Like, that love between two people and being in love can look different for every person. And also I read it at a very pivotal time in my life. Like, I was moving to New York. I was kind of establishing my independence, and then you have someone like Patti Smith, who's the epitome of cool, and Robert, and like their life was just like so rich with art and freedom and expression, and like that was something that seemed so attractive to me at the time.
What's the one thing that you think makes someone cool?
When they don't care what other people think about them. When they feel free to express themselves and it's authentic and it's not for someone else's gaze and it's just because they want to.
What's the one thing you learned from Laura Dern while working on Palm Royale?
I think Laura Dern is the perfect example of how to have very strong creative boundaries and how to protect them while still being really nice and creating such a nice environment for everyone. Like, she makes sure that everyone on the set knows that they are filmmakers regardless of what your role is, so yeah.
I hear your character is a manicurist. Is there one nail style that you will never do again?
I will never have long acrylics ever again. I think I tried them once and I was like, how do you button your pants? Like, how do you do anything? And then there's like stuff under them all the time, which is gross. So yeah, no, I'll never do that again.
Tell me about the one moment you knew you wanted to start acting.
I remember watching Paper Moon with Tatum O'Neal, and that was the first time I saw a child acting, and I was like, what is that? I want to do that. There's a scene with her and her dad in the car, and I didn't realize that acting was a job. And then all of a sudden I realized that like this child was doing it and doing it very well and so naturally, and I just thought if I could do that one day, that would be awesome.
What's the one scene that inspired you to audition for the movie Bottoms?
I really liked this scene, and this was actually the scene that I chose to audition with, where they're sort of doing like the truth circle. Everyone knows me for being beautiful and popular, and no one knows that I'm actually smart and super driven. I read the script and I just had never read anything like it. I thought it was so special. So I just picked a scene and put myself on tape. No one asked for that, but I did it anyways. And Emma, our amazing director, saw it. And from that point on, then I actually properly auditioned, finding a story that I felt like I could see aspects of myself in was really the reason I wanted to do it, because I was also hoping that there would be other young people who saw it and like felt similarly about it.
All of your close friends are in one room. What one thing would they all agree on about you?
Oh my God, that's so scary, all my friends having to agree on something. Probably that I have a really dry sense of humor and you can't always tell when I'm joking. And that I'm nice, I hope. Yeah.
What's the one thing you do when you feel the most like yourself?
Honestly, like baking. Like baking or going on a walk with my dog, or like walking on the beach. Very wholesome activities, I think. Or dancing. Like, I grew up dancing, so doing ballet or contemporary. Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you would tell your 13-year-old self?
You are not going to feel this way forever, and you will make friends one day, and they will like you for who you are. The things that make you cool in middle school are not always the things that make you cool in life, so do not worry.